Hey folks, it's Ray from DCRainmaker.com. Today I'm here to unbox a new trainer stand or desk. Now what is that exactly? What you see right here is the Wahoo Kicker Desk or the Wahoo Desk, Wahoo Stand, whatever you want to call it. It came out last winter, sells for about $230, $250, somewhere in that range, and it just simply has a place that you can put stuff while you're on a trainer. So it's got these slots right here that you can put a tablet in there or a phone or whatever you want. There's holes down here to go ahead and place cables in there, and then it's got even like a towel hooks and stuff like that, and go up and down and move around. It's pretty straightforward, albeit kind of pricey to be honest. Folks have made kind of cheaper ones that are available like from medical supply companies for desks for beds in hospitals, but nonetheless this works out really great. I bought it myself, I love it, use it all the time, so goodness there. There's a new company though called Paceline Designs that's doing something kind of similar to that, but they've sort of kicked up a notch. So they sent me over a unit to try out. This unit costs $347.78 Canadian, which is like $12 American. Actually, it's about $239 American. So it's roughly in the same ballpark as the Kicker Desk, but there are some differences, which we'll get into in a second when we unbox it. Now, you may have noticed this box looks a little bit disheveled, and that's mostly because I started unboxing and someone along the way noticed that the camera had stopped recording. So I boxed it back up again, and it looks pretty much horrible, but it's all there. And there's not many parts, so you really aren't missing too much. Go ahead and reopen it again. There we go, back open. Inside we've got some kind of basic pieces here. First off is one of the two legs, so put that off the side there. Next we've got some bubble wrap. We've got a small Allen wrench with two tiny screws, or nuts essentially. We've got two towel hooks. These cost $20 a shot, or $20 for the package of them here, and they're available on their site as well, so put this off the side. Then we've got the upper desk portion here. Now you see it's got a groove right there, and it's got this kind of very small bezel around the outside, so hopefully that'll keep any loose things from falling off. On the bottom is what's really different and magical about it compared to the Kicker Desk. The Kicker Desk or stand here doesn't have any electrical components in it at all. It's purely just mechanical. It's just the desk goes up and down, that's it. This has two outlets and two USB ports. I'll put on the bottom as to exactly what type those are in terms of how many amps they have. Obviously they're not USB-C, they're just standard USB, so they work with pretty much everything. I'll also put on the bottom whether or not this is 100 through 240 volt compatible or just Americana style. Though we're probably going to find out that pretty darn quick because I'm in Europe and we'll see. So that's out of the way. Next we've got another leg there for us. And then last but not least at the bottom here we've got the base plate. And this is pretty beefy, pretty heavy. In fact, it's so heavy they told me not to ship it back. So the local Tri team here, I'm going to go ahead and give it to them when I'm done because it'll actually cost more to ship it back than it will to simply buy it again. So that is all there is in the box. There are no instructions. I learned this on my first go around. So we've got that right there. We're going to flip it over. Let's see, this side I think is correct. Put that on the ground. And then we've got these two legs here. Now you'll see this got this piece that goes, the hole there at the bottom. This allows me to ultimately put the cabling down the middle, which is kind of cool. Okay, so we got the leg here as I mentioned with the hole in it. I'm going to go ahead and undo the cabling and pull this down through it. That way I don't have to deal with this later. So just like that. That is going to go there. And then remember that package of two little nut bolt things? This is right there. They're going to go inside this to keep it secure at that height. So this allows you to adjust the height. So I'm going to take these and go ahead and put them down in like this. Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to pull that through that little hole right there. And presto. Okay, back to this, and to screw this back on again. Okay, that's nice and secure. Next up, we're going to go ahead and hook this in place there, just by twisting it. It's pretty much locked in place. Of course, as we did that, that twisted around. Oops. Next, we're going to put this thing on its... That's mighty darn high. Didn't expect it to be that high. Okay. And that's reasonably darn snug. Next up is this piece here. I've clearly got to tighten this back up there. So I didn't do that. But I want to do is I want to see where this fits onto my bike in terms of height. So here is my bike. I think I want it basically to be like this. So I'm gonna go up a little bit more. So I want it to go over the top. So I think that's about where I want things. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and retighten these down here. Okay, so noticing something here, if I put this like this on the opposite side of my bike, then this cutout right there isn't actually gonna fit on the wheel. Now again, this is where instructions would have been handy. So I'm thinking I wanna flip the cutout over, so that way it basically has this cutout piece here on the front of the wheel, and I can put this on this side and all as well. So let me do that real quick. There we go, that is all solved. Flip this back over, and I'm good to go. Now you can see, and if I remove this wheel block right now, just pull that out of the way, you can see that it sits there just in front of my wheel. So I can be like this and have it all in front of me, or I can go out a little bit further if I wanted to with any sort of wheel block that you have, and you'd be good to go. Okay, I've got everything all ready here on this desk. So a couple things. One, I've validated on the site that it does say 110, 220 volts, so we're gonna see what happens there. Also, the ports are USB 2.1, so you get the full, USB with 2.1 amps a shot, so you will get quite a bit of power through them for all your normal charging needs. So what I've got here, first off, we're gonna plug this thing in and hope nothing goes and smokes. So there we go. I don't see any smoke thus far. I also don't see any lights, so there's no status lights or anything like that. Next, I'm going to start off with not my laptop because that's too important to me. I'm going to start off with this older iPad that I have. This will draw the 2.1 amps, so I'm curious to see. Right now, it's got no juice at all. So if I plug it in, we should see something if it'll start charging here for me. It says it started charging, so that's good. Next, we've got a GoPro Hero 5 Black. Now this will take advantage of the 2.1 amps as well. So I'm gonna go and plug that also in. There we go, let's see if we got a red light on there. There we go, red light's charging, good. So far nothing has burst into flames. Next we got my laptop. I'm gonna plug that in there. And it's happy about that, so that's charging as well. So that's great. So right now I've got 3 things plugged in. I could go up to 4 things in total. The obvious downside here to this is that it does not seem to have any cable management. So it's not something that I can easily, I guess, technically there is. You can kind of run it through these bars and stuff. So I can go ahead, I could run some of these cables and make them a little bit cleaner if I wanted to. Not greatly. So like this here, I could actually, can it fit into this little hole? It almost fits. Like it's just a little bit too wide to fit my laptop power cord, which is sort of a bummer because a lot of people would actually have laptops up here. It doesn't quite fit. I'm sure if I use some zip ties and stuff, I could probably find a way. I think I see these other holes there. I could certainly zip tie this up there. Not perfect, but I'd again use a little bit of creativity and make it happen. Otherwise, it's pretty cool. One thing to note is that this cutout there doesn't actually hold the iPad though. So when I do that, it'll fall off. Whereas obviously you saw earlier, if I put it up there, it holds. So I wish this was not rounded corners because then I could put something in there and have it stay. So it's kind of a bit of a bummer. But overall, it's pretty cool. I like it's a little bit smaller than that there. It's certainly a little easier to move around. That kind of goes only one way. So not too shabby. Whether or not it's worth 240 bucks, yeah, I don't know. It's really up to you. But it's cool stuff. With that, thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button down below as well as the subscribe button to stay tuned for more sports technology goodness. Have a good one. Hey folks, I just wrapped up my 3rd trainer ride on the Paceline Designs desk now. A couple quick thoughts that I didn't necessarily have earlier. First thing is I do overall love the design. I love the fact that I keep my laptop plugged in. I love that it's all good there. Like that's great stuff. My phone, I've got a cord just right there for it. Also awesome, and I've kind of cable managed it up a little bit so it looks a little bit cleaner now. Good stuff as well. Things that I don't like about it is one, this groove here is really a bummer that it's rounded. I can't put anything there. Unlike, again, the kicker desk, you can put it in there and it stays. I just wish they made the sharp corners. Magic time. Hopefully they do that. That'd be cool. The other thing is it's definitely built well. Like it says I can hold a 27-inch TV on it. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. The only thing is it's a little bit not tipsy, but it carries momentum well. So if I just do something like this, water bottle falls over. And it may seem like that was like over dramatic, but it's not, because it's really easy if you're moving your hands around the bars to simply hit this and things fall off the side that are tall like the water bottle. Again, That also can happen on the kicker desk, but not as common. Those are my only two nits about it. I'm sure I could just put my water bottle, like in my water bottle cages, but that's where it is. With that, thanks for watching. Have a good one, and don't forget to hit the doohickeys down below.